King of the Sea, World of Warships announcement. Hello everyone. We want to give you a small summary of the meeting that took place last Friday, which encompassed some changes that are coming to King of the Sea and tournaments as a whole for 2024, as we understand that not everyone was able to attend or may have only heard bits and pieces. First of all, the changes are generally aimed at catering the tournament experience to people at all levels. We want to create a hardcore competitive road to greatness for those who are looking to prove themselves at the top end through King of the Sea and the road to King of the Sea in qualifying for it. But why? Like, the current King of the Sea already works like that. Anyone can join. That's always been the great part about King of the Sea, has always been it's inclusive. Any team can sign up. And back when I still casted it, one of the greatest things was when some team who wasn't that known was having a really great run and they managed to make it through to like playoffs and they managed to like clear through the early groups and the qualifiers and they managed to advance. So I don't know why they feel the need to change this. Probably not for the reasons that they're saying, probably some other reasons. More codes here. Oh, what is this? Oh god, what is that? KoTS announcement. Oh, that's 1 hour 30 long. I'm not gonna watch. So which one are they trying to... We want to create the hardcore competitive road. Okay. But first they say the changes are generally aimed at catering the tournament experience to people at all levels. And then they say they want to create the hardcore competitive road. So which one is it? On top of that, we want to keep providing an engaging tournament experience for all players who previously participated in KoTS and now might not have the ability to compete in the main event in autumn. To this end, we will continue providing a tournament similar to the old KoTS format as well as several more other tournaments throughout the year. Main event. I mean, we used to have two KoTS. There's KoTS Spring and there's KoTS Autumn. I guess this is more about the fact that they're just killing KoTS Spring and they're trying to make it look flowery. It looks like word salad? Yeah, it looks like word salad. Lastly, we want to create some tournaments that are easy for newer players and those unfamiliar to the tournament scene as a whole to participate in by providing smaller scale and more casual opportunities as well. This is no easy task, and I'm sure there will be hurdles along the way, but we're relying on your feedback as we progress through the year to be able to improve this plan gradually but steadily. Okay, first of all, super casuals don't play KoTS. Super casuals don't play tournaments to begin with. People who play tournaments, they should generally have some interest in team-oriented games or clan battles and so forth. And KoTS was already extremely open to new players. All you needed to do was sign up. Have a roster, sign up. That's all you needed to do. And then you show up for the qualifiers on time. That was the requirement. That was it. Like, I don't see how you can make it much more... And the good teams were already seeded. If you were a really good team, you were seeded straight into, like, the playoffs. Or you were seeded into later groups. And only those that had gotten no previous ranking, they played each other. So the early start of KoTS, the early groups, the early qualifiers was always intended for new players. The feedback on Discord is 128 downwards versus 12 upwards. I don't understand. I feel like they're making a lot of because everything they so far explained already existed in old KoTS, but they're trying to justify making changes to it. Finally, here's a quick bullet point summary for some of the main takeaways. This year, KoTS in Spring will be replaced by Warship Masters, an invitational-only tournament for the top 4 performers per region of the current clan battle season. So, in other words, this is they're getting worried that people aren't playing, that clan battles are dying. That's the first thing that I read from this. They're worried that people are not playing clan battles anymore. So this is, I assume that's the real reason here. Clan battles are dying. And they want more people playing clan battles. Therefore, instead of playing KoTS, now you play clan battles to qualify this one. Qualification for KoTS will be done through clan battle season 24, which the top 4 teams of each region being able to earn some extra points in Worship Masters, 1 more CB season, and a special qualifier tournament which will be open to all in the beloved KoTS format. Essentially KoTS regionals, as you used it. This all sounds like they're worried about not enough people not playing clan battles anymore. Honestly, that's my main takeaway here. There will be various official tournaments throughout the year to participate in, with varying different appeals. Okay, I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I don't know if you guys remember this one, but where the fuck was it? Where was there? Wait, this is the wrong dev blog. Here it is. Weren't they supposed to introduce their changes to aircraft carriers? Weren't they supposed to introduce those by the end of February? I'm not saying that they're running out of time, but I am saying it's the 29th of February today, and they haven't announced shit. So, yeah. Yeah, this picture sums it up. This picture sums it up. Aircraft carrier changes. We expect to be able to provide you with an update by the end of February. Yeah, it's 29th today. I mean, this reminds me of the past last time when things were going to shit. They promised us an AA rework. Do you guys remember that? They promised us an AA rework. Was it 2022 or something? That's when they promised that never happened. And now they're promising this one, and it seems to have fucking just disappeared, so... We want to experiment with new modes, such as airship escort and arms raids, and formats such as the much beloved 3 versus 3 ship storm format in these new tournaments. I think that's fun. I think that's a lot of fun. I'm not going to see it being particularly competitive, but at least that's a change. That's probably going to be fun to watch. I'm not sure how much fun it's going to be to play, because it sounds like a shit show. But to watch, probably interesting. Potentially there will be a separate tournament towards the end of the year to see if new sub-CVs are viable in tournaments, depending on whether new CV changes have been implemented. Good luck with that one, man. Good luck with that one, man. They're still trying to squeeze them into comp. Shit show after shit show after shit show. There's been like, I think 2 CoTS where CVs were allowed. One of the really, really early ones, and then was it, I don't remember which CoTS, it was right after the rework. And they were all like so carrier dominated, it wasn't even funny. So fucking carrier dominated. It was a complete shit show. And now they want to try that with CVs and subs. Community organized tournaments aren't going anywhere. They will still be there, and there'll be plenty of time for them to coexist in this new format. Bro, this is coming from the developer that bought King of the Sea, so that they could fully take control of it and use it as a tool to squeeze out anyone they didn't like from casting it. That's why they banned half the fucking casters from the tournament. They literally bought it from the community. This was a community-made tournament designed to be open to everyone in the community, and now they're making it an invite-only fucking version where they apparently want to do whatever the fuck they want then. Wow. 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 Invite only CoTS. I feel like that goes directly against the whole point of fucking CoTS. That's like, that goes against the whole idea of CoTS. Jesus. I mean, the whole point, it's gonna make it even more inclusive, I feel, because right now it's always the same teams that are in the top 8 anyway. It's the same fucking team. Yeah, exactly. Who was that? What renamed user Seb said. It's always the same top teams anyway. There's 3X or TBA or TWA, whatever you want to call it. They've been the same. Rain Shaft, oh boy. Like, it's the exact same teams in that's been in the top 4 for like fucking last 5 years in a row or something. And now they're making it invite only, so it's gonna be even more only those same teams. And dude, if you actually want to play, if you're a good player and you want to play in KoTS, your best way of getting there is not trying to get your own team through up the ranks of clan battles, or trying to get through, like, get an invite through some fucking means. Your best way of getting it is just joining their teams, which is already a problem because there hasn't been any up and coming clans on EU or NA or any server in a long time because comp has been fucking dying. And now the poaching of good players to top teams is going to become even more obvious. There's been no competitive growth in like ages. There's been no fucking competitive growth. I remember when we looked at the numbers of KoTS signups. This was last October. This was the 6 months clan signups compared to last season 6 months ago. This is teams in total. How many teams signed up for KoTS? And the last year it was even worse than that before it. Like the EU teams went from 88 to 72. I think they even kept it at 72 to pretend like, oh, we're full. NA teams dropped from 63 to 56. C dropped from 46 to 37. A 20% drop in teams taking part in fucking 6 months. Like, the comp has been collapsing because there's no new good players. There's no up and coming good new players. And all the good players are leaving, and the fucking clans are just dying, and there's less and less comp. And now their solution to this is making it invite only. I feel like this is just trying to hide the fact how fucking poorly comp is doing. Like, has there been a single new team that has popped out of somewhere with new up and coming players in the last years? I don't think so. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. You better believe, that Wargaming being allowed to choose who gets invited, they're gonna use that power to make sure people behave. Because they did that, they've done that before. This is not the first time. They did that during the clan super test, which they would threaten to kick people out of clan super test for things completely unrelated to testing, just for things they did. A great example is 07, the American team 07, when they did their carrier hunting divisions. They got threatened to get kicked out of the clan super test because they were shooting down planes and killing carriers with their carrier hunting divisions. Wargaming will absolutely use any fucking leverage they can get, and this feels like just another way to get that fucking leverage. Now they can just, we forgot to invite them, or they didn't sign up, or you know how they behave. This is, I don't see how anyone can see this as a good thing. I don't see how anyone can see this as a good thing. Bro, there's even, oh man, they're not doing hot. Holy shit. Wow. Oh well. Oh, I mean, what if those top teams don't want to do KoTS? What then? I mean, they put a huge fucking prize in KoTS to get people to do KoTS, because player numbers in KoTS started to drop, and then Wargaming announced that huge prize pool. Well, huge and huge compared to other games, but for World of Warships it was huge, because normally you don't get paid anything for World of Warships. But they did their, what was it, 50k, which is not much in other games, but in World of Warships it's big, and that's what drove people to take part. Now they can hide the numbers and call it a great success. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think all of this comes down to they didn't like the fact that you could watch the number of comp teams drop like this every 6 months. Like, it was 15 to 20% drop every 6 months on comp teams taking part. And I think they didn't like that those numbers being public. So now they're making it this whole invite-only separate tournaments, making it harder basically to see how many teams are really playing. I think that's what it all comes down to. Forums, Reddit, buying out COTS, great success. I mean, from their point of view, it's all about controlling the flow of information, and they're doing a great job of that. Demo, yeah, but they said clan. I think a big issue is also that clan battles are not doing hot. I think a big issue is that clan battle participation is at an all-time low. And they want more people playing it, and that's why they put such emphasis on clan battle contribution to it. Is that the big... Was this COTS announcement? Like, this was such a weird... The way they announced this as well. They randomly announced... Apparently they announced this... Get this. They announced this COTS change on someone's stream. Actually, no, I think on Discord voice channel at 10:30 in the morning last Friday. Huh? What the fuck?
Have to.
They are coming.
They're arriving.
Maybe you should change yours.
Tournament, King of the Sea. We've decided that from now on, King of the Sea will be a tournament exclusive to the best performing teams of each region. Additionally, the tournament will become fully international, with top teams from each region competing for a grand prize pool. However, it also means that King of the Sea will be hosted only once a year during autumn. Players will have to play through various clan battle seasons and tournaments to earn points to qualify for King of the Sea. The teams from the region with the most points, the top X teams from the region will be able to be allowed to participate in King of the Sea in autumn. Right now, we don't have a set amount of teams that will participate in King of the Sea, but it will be more than the amount of teams that have historically gone on to participate in King of the Sea International. And when I mean the top teams from each region, I mean the top teams by points earned. And you will be able to earn those points throughout the year. So let me give you a bit more information about how to qualify for King of the Sea.
Zill is happy.
This year, teams will have 3 things to qualify with. The first one is CB Season 24, which is the current one, as well as Worship Masters. This is going to be one event when it comes to how many points it gives. And these two together will account for 40% of the points that can be gained. 40%. Points will be awarded regionally, as qualifications for COTS are also regional. Top 4 of the CB season who move on to Worship Masters will be given points based on their placement within the tournament instead of their clan battle placement. However, it will definitely still be higher than if you place 5th in clan battles, for example.
Okay.
So he's gone.
Okay. Zill is happy.
The next point will be Clan Battle Season 25, which is going to be the next one. Well, it's going to be the next full season. This season will account for 20% of the points that teams can gather for the qualification of King of the Sea.
Start grinding, guys.
Yeah, they want you to grind.
Points will be earned regionally. And finally, there will be a special tournament leading up to King of the Sea that will account for the final 40% of the points that people can earn to qualify for King of the Sea. This will be a regional tournament, and it will essentially serve as the qualifier stage, group stage, and playoff stage from the regional King of the Sea that you're used to. This will be an open tournament for all players, just like King of the Sea was in the past.
But you can only get 40% of the points.
And this is also where you will be able to earn your emblem progress, for those of you who are concerned about that.
Thank you, KoTS.
Then let's talk a little bit more about what's happening in spring. In spring, we'll have Worship Masters. Worship Masters will take this slot as the other big official tournament. Worship Masters has come quite a long way over the years and has quite a bit of prestige now, being a long-time invitational tournament. The tournament will feature...
I feel like Wargaming is kind of overestimating how desperately they think people want to play in KoTS. I feel like they're valuing KoTS really, really highly in these expectations. At this point, they're basically expecting you to grind a full year just to be able to take part in KoTS. You need to be grinding 2 clan battle seasons, you need to be grinding multiple different tournaments in order to get enough points just to enter KoTS. And I'm not really sure if there's people who care enough for that.
A $10,000 prize pool, and additionally will be hosted via the Boss Tournament website to make things run smoothly.
But is Worship Masters still invitational?
Well, we're excited to see Worship Masters in a bigger spotlight.
Unfair?
We don't want to 100% commit that Worship Masters will take this spring slot every single year. As we embark on this journey, we want to make sure that all of you feel, accommodated for, and we are really looking forward to hearing your feedback about how we are running the tournaments throughout the year. So we definitely want to hear that so that we can possibly change things as we go on and make plans for the future. Now, we also still need to talk about people who are being left out of Worship Masters and King of the Sea if they are not one of the top teams. We obviously understand that many players are now wondering where they fit in. As a non-top team in the region, it can feel like we're taking a lot away from you. But that is absolutely not what we're trying to do. We have plans for you as well. During 2024, we will be hosting 3 or 4 additional official tournaments that will be open to everyone. And since we're cutting out quite a big public portion of King of the Sea, we don't want anyone to feel like they were left out. And so we're creating some new tournaments for all of you to participate in and enjoy. So one of these tournaments will be the King of the Sea Qualifier Tournament. And this will be essentially the same as King of the Sea Regionals. Then additionally, we'll have a tournament where we want to experiment with some different modes in tournaments. So specifically, I'm referring to things like airship escort or potentially arms race, and also trying out some various different maps.
Oh, please.
And finally, we want to bring back a beloved smaller format that people have been looking forward to for quite a while, ever since Shipstorm hasn't been there to fill that void. So we're looking to revive a 3v3 or other kinds of small format tournaments as well.
Brazil is happy.
You want small scale tournaments to...
All right. I think I've covered most of the essential
Makes
changes
no sense.
here.
But I don't understand how, if they're trying to tie 3 versus 3 into KoTS, are you gonna get points for doing 3 versus 3 that will affect your chance to get to play KoTS? But KoTS is 7 versus 7. They're not the same at all. Well, man, I'm glad I'm not a comp player. Glad I'm not a comp player.
9 versus 9. Why is a 3 versus 3?
A lot of you must be bursting with questions right now. So if any of you have any questions, please feel free to raise your hand to speak on stage, and we'll be happy to answer them.
Get points for WMI, CBs, and KoTS qualifier.
Okay. Who is asking what is the reward? Do we get now what money for the
Where's
one
Zil?
international
So,
tournament?
tutorial target, there will be
Oh,
a
Anai.
publication
First
with all of the details about this later, probably in about 2 weeks.
2 weeks. What? So what? This was on Friday, so
Yep.
next
So,
week, end of
what
Hello.
next
about
week, maybe.
prize pool?
Oh,
There we
there
go.
he
Do we
is.
have any info on that?
Oh, price
Because
pool.
2 COTS had 2 prize pools. Will that be the same in total, or will there be any changes?
No mega lol.
So the total amount of prize pool that can be earned over last year was 105,000. And this year it will feature 10,000 for Worship Masters and 100,000 for King of the Sea.
Big. Okay,
Basically,
okay.
They're
So,
actually
oh,
very
good to know.
Yes.
Let's go.
It will actually increase this year by about 5,000.
Okay, so
wasn't it
so that's how they're hoping to get people to grind a whole year of clan battles and taking part in multiple tournaments on all of this. That's how they're trying to get at. They're putting 100k on COTS. That's the goal. The problem is, of course, I'm not sure how much interest this is going to generate in teams that, well, generally don't have any chance of winning it. That's what I'm thinking. Because like, it's going to be the same 2 or 3 teams that have a chance to win it again. It's going to be what, Rain and TWA, or what are they called? Not 3x, they're TWA, I think. Or sorry, TBA. So it's going to be the same handful of teams, not even handful, like same 2-3 teams, and everyone is going to try to join those teams because they know for a fact that that's the best way of actually making the bank. Yeah, I feel like the Schnitte Nebendir, thank you, the 25. I think the problem here is that by making everything in that one tournament and also making Worships Masters was invite only, and now this COTS thing is going to be through points only, means that the average player is going to have basically negative chances of getting anywhere near that money. So why the fuck would they take part? Why would they fucking take part? Have they considered that?
60K
That was
and
unexpected.
50?
But this
Oh,
could
yeah, it was.
this could mean that they just give out more
Well,
money to this.
In that case, it's about saying the same.
I
yeah.
mean,
Yep.
if more
I mean,
teams
yeah.
are participating, like
Probably, but I think they'll bump up the top rewards too.
okay, actually,
Like when it was 60k, first place was what, 17.5k?
Yeah.
I think they're gonna bump
100k for a year's grind might be almost worth of lost time. You gotta remember, it's not 100k per person. That's the entire prize pool. And if we're gonna be really generous and say the first team gets 50k, that's gonna be 50k divided by, well, how many do you have in a team? Minimum 7, probably more than 7. 8, 9, because you gotta have reserves, and they probably deserve a part of that money as well. You can probably more if you don't have a full super active team. You might even have 10. So now we're talking, if you save 10 people in it and you get 50k, we're talking $5,000 for a year of grinding. Suddenly it doesn't sound that spicy.
bumped it up to like 20k maybe now,
25.
something like that.
Let's make
I don't know
25.
I don't know if they give 25.
Yes.
That's a quarter of the prize pool, man.
Yes.
Oh, wait, these guys are hoping to get 25 for the winner. Then it's even worse. Then it's 2.5k if you're divided by 10. $2,500 for a year of grinding. That's some terrible hourly pay, I can tell you that.
I mean, you are
Hello.
first.
For this last COTS, it seemed
yeah,
like there was a
we
lot of
wanted-
effort put into getting teams to be able to play multiple weekends. Is that still the plan with the regional qualifiers?
I guess percentage-wise, it's not that different.
We'll have to see how
17.5.
exactly we
Then the
approach
taxes,
this,
yeah.
but in general, our idea is still that we want teams to get the most out of their tournament experience, which includes also getting them to play many games. So I think that is still one of the things that we're looking to continue when we talk about the COTS qualifier tournament.
COTS players, Chinese worker level. Kinda close, yeah.
Hello.
Was that it? I think that was it.
Angel Stone queuing up for ranked is
Yeah, I think that was it. That was it. So, but I feel like my biggest concern here is, for the guys that are for the top teams, the guys that are already placing in the top 5, maybe top 10, they will all care a lot. They'll be willing to do the full year of grinding, taking part in these invitational only things, and taking part in the bigger prize pool. But for everyone else, the barrier to entry just got elevated so much. In the past, if you wanted to take part in KoTS as a team, you got together your buddies, your friends, and you signed up for the qualifiers, and then you started playing the qualifiers to advance until finally even you had a chance at that 50k prize pool. The odds of you getting there was of course very, very low because the players were very good, but the barrier to entry was very low. You just play those couple of weekends before it, and then you play the KoTS weekends. Now though, if you want to take part in KoTS Autumn, you better be starting getting your team together now, and you better be grinding 2 clan battle seasons. If you don't get invited to Worship's Masters, oh shit, you're losing out a lot of potential points there. You better hope you do well in all the other tournaments, and you need to be grinding the full year to get there. And then when you get there, you're probably still going to get outclassed by those other guys who are already better teams. So at this point it becomes, why even bother? At that point it becomes, why even bother? We're top 10 to 50 in EU clan and we're fucking out of this shit show as per now. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. Guys who are below the top 10, why would they even take part? There's, like, the barrier to entry is huge now. You better dedicate so much time and effort to this, despite the probability of you winning being basically non-existent anyway. Like, I feel like this is not... They really haven't considered just how much of the player base they're gonna alienate with this change. You might not even get to the tournament after a full year of grinding. Yeah, exactly. You might literally not have enough points to be allowed to play in KoTS at the end of the year. You might start grinding now and grind all year, and then when it comes time for signups, they're gonna be like, "Oh, sorry, you don't have enough points. We're not gonna invite you." It's like, bro, what the? No, that sounds awful. That sounds awful. How did you not? What? What the fuck? That sounds terrible. How is that making comp more accessible? I don't understand how they can claim this will make comp more accessible. It's the exact opposite. Comp, like, KoTS was so accessible in the past. You literally just sign up. Now, holy shit. Holy shit. I don't understand. This seems like a terrible idea. I mean, this is great if you're the guys who are already grinding all year. If you're not part of that very, very small handful of players, it seems like the worst fucking shit in the world.